Alright, Steve, so lately you've seen the new trailers for Gamera, so I figure we should watch a Gamera. Gotta catch up on those, because I've never seen them. I gotta watch them for the new movie.
Oh, the Gamera movies are amazing. That's actually a really good idea.
Cloverfield. Everybody likes Cloverfield. I mean, that is one epic Kaiju movie that came out for its time,
Yeah, there's even Zilla.
So which one are we gonna watch?
Mothra.
What was that?
Masula. Masula. Listen to Rangers, welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
And I'm being forced to be here.
Because we watched Mothra, the 1961 film by Toho, which is the third giant monster movie in their lineup of single monster movies anyways, with the previous being Godzilla and Rodan. And I know he was excited for this, because I sure was. I love Mothra. Mothras are awesome. We had this Mothra. We had the 1964 Mothra, where she fights Godzilla. We also have her in a bunch of other movies, or he, I should say, like in Destroy All Monsters.
Does Mothra have its own movies, or was this the first one only?
This was the first one. We're eventually going to get to the rebirth of Mothra movies. There's 3 of those.
Well, you know what? I actually gotta give some props to Mothra, because it wings flat. It wings flat when she flies.
That is true.
Not like Rodan.
She's like smoke trails behind her for no reason. We go, okay.
That was like when I was watching this movie, I was like, okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so, because of how much Arnes loved Mothra in the movies, we decided to watch the standalone Mothra film. Which, if you guys haven't seen the plot, what happens is at the beginning of the film, a ship gets wrecks on a reef.
It's just a King Kong, man. Just tell him. It's just a King Kong.
Yeah, it's pretty much like King Kong. Yeah. But the ship crashes on a reef. Everybody has to abandon the ship, and they abandon the ship onto Infinite Island.
Time out. This is one of my favorite scenes out of the movie. Is the captain's like, okay, everybody, get the lifeboat out, start lowering it down. You see the lifeboat lowering down, and you just see one guy.
This is one guy just like, fuck you guys, off the edge. That part is amazing.
I was like, guy's my hero.
Like, he was going to that island. Which the island was Infinite Island, which I guess there was, they detonated an atomic bomb, at least somewhere near the island. I can't remember if it was
supposed to be radioactive.
But it's supposed to be super radioactive. So, government sends a rescue party. They actually find the survivors, and the survivors are okay. They're not even contaminated by radiation. How did that happen, you wonder? Come to find out, there's natives on the island as well. Because they gave them some red juice, and it cured radiation.
We need some of that red juice for
World
War
III. We really need that red juice. So they send another expedition to the island to try to find the natives. And then this is where the movie gets interesting and starts kind of becoming like King Kong. Where they go to the...
interesting?
Doesn't get interesting. Where they go to the island, they do find the natives, and they also find the 2 fairy girls.
Where they use the panic button to lure them in?
Yeah, where they use the panic button to lure them in. And then some nefarious guys end up kidnapping the fairies, bringing them back to Tokyo in order to have a show. Like King Kong. And the fairies don't like this. Mothra shows up and starts wreaking havoc to try to find the fairies.
Well, you forgot they can't stop Mothra because it's like telepathically connected to them.
Yeah, so what do? They put like tinfoil over the cage and hide them in a suitcase for hours. How are they even alive? I'm pretty sure they should have suffocated a long time ago in this film. And just like some of the stuff you see happening with like the cases flying around. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have been okay. Like, I know they're kind of like
it's just
mystical,
but little plot holes. It's not that bad.
Yeah, there's a couple. But for the plot overall, it's sort of like a weird take on King Kong, where people go to an island, people take stuff from the island they're not supposed to, and then destruction ensues.
People beat 2 woods together.
Oh, that part's freaking terrifying though. Where they first meet the natives, and like the bad guy Nelson picks up the fairies. He's like, yeah, we finally got what we came to this island for. Even though, how did they know this was on the island? But if the island got nuked, there wouldn't really be anything really there to take. You know?
Never know.
So
he knew.
Seemed kind of silly to invest all your money into this. But hey, he found some fairies. Went to pick them up. And then the natives just come out of the woods and they're just like laying rocks together.
It was freaky.
Yeah, they're just staring.
Guy shooting at him, he's like, no.
Yeah, then they just kept coming for that scene too. Like, they didn't even try to attack or anything. It's just guys with rocks. They see, like, people get shot and the rocks just go freaking flying everywhere. Which is awesome. Also, there's a blood-sucking plant on the island. Nobody... there's like a scene that it happens in where it looks like the guy...
reps up that guy. And
yeah, where it's like the hentai scene.
Yeah, that was
and he passes out. And then it's just like they find him and like they bring it up and like everybody's just like, oh, there's a blood-sucking plant on the island. Whatever. Let's go back out and try to find fairies.
It's radioactive. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Normal. Makes sense. Yeah, so eventually, when they first meet the fairies, they get let go. But when they're going to leave the island, Nelson goes back, lures the fairies with the sound again, which you think they would stay away from the sound? No.
They wanted to help.
They get captured. They go back to the island. So they get taken from the island. They go back to Tokyo. They start this little music concert show. And what they're actually singing in the concert is the Mothra prayer.
The great Mothra song.
Or the song from Summon Mothra. Arnes' favorite music of all time. All time. Alright, so for one of the weird little plots, which I guess you kind of need is to keep the story going along anyways, and it's bad guy things. But when you have a giant larva coming towards Japan, after you already kind of know that the fairies have summoned the larva, it's coming towards Japan, do you think you'd get the fairies back?
No, you gotta keep them, man. That's
your
money right there, dude.
money.
He wouldn't be a bad guy if he didn't
Even
want
though it's
his
like
money.
causing destruction in Tokyo, what do? Run off to a fictional country.
Oh, what was that all about?
Well, what's it called? It's like rules. It's like
Russia.
It's Russia and like America put into one word.
They had a baby.
It's like Rolisica. I think that's how you say it.
I can't pronounce it.
Because they didn't want to offend any like United States or Russia, so they just kind of made a fictitious country.
I'm pretty
Even
sure
though everything's in English, and when you go over to there, everybody speaks English. So they go over there, then Mothra makes her way over there, and then they get shot. The other thing I loved about it too is towards the end when like Nelson, they were just kind of like driving through this town. Everybody's like, "It's Nelson!" Like everybody knows this. Like everybody watched like America's Most Wanted.
They could have.
You never know.
And look at it this way: he fooled security guards with glasses.
I know, right? You think like people like driving a car, at least you wouldn't be quite as discernible, you know? Maybe.
Yeah.
Also, like when they go over there, like everybody just starts speaking English.
Yeah.
Except for the one Japanese guy.
Get slapped for it too.
Yeah, he's like, okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You want to know what I hate about the plot? Besides everything, what I hated even more is there's that one scene where they're standing in front of a church and the sun goes up the cross.
Well, like, man, this is getting preachy.
Yeah. And he was like, oh, look, you remembered that from that scene? Play those bells for me. Oh my god, it sounds just like the fucking fairies. How are we gonna get them over here?
Even though it doesn't, like, at least to me, it didn't sound like the fairy music. Like,
close.
I wasn't even trying to. And it was just...
Not even close. I was like,
on.
what the f...
Well, it's okay. Mothra got summoned by music. She has to get defeated by music. And even the movie ends with music.
So Jesus beats Mothra?
Kind of. Everybody even starts praying.
There you go, guys.
What's higher than Mothra? Jesus. Pretty much for the characters, though, they all work pretty well.
Hey, be careful. The only redeeming thing about this movie is that one character.
Oh, yeah.
The fat ninja.
Yeah, because the best character in the entire movie is Fukuda, who I guess he was actually a comedian in Japan before he went to becoming an actor. And the dude is hilarious in this movie, actually.
He's amazing.
Even for the 60s, it's kind of like more of like Three Stooges kind of humor. Decent amount of slapstick. But the guy's actually enjoyable and fun to watch. Especially for him being a fairly larger individual.
Only thing that was really bad about him is the assistant he had, the female photographer.
She was okay. Her nose was a little big, but she was okay.
You know what a French tickler is? Exactly.
But yeah, like pretty much all the scenes with him, really enjoyed in this film. Like especially since he fights 4 guys in this, very Three Stooge-esque, but he wins.
Don't forget the maid part. What are you doing here? Oh, me cleaning with the shrag, sir.
Yeah,
so sorry.
I'm a cabin boy. He's just like wiping the wall off with the dude's map. And then you also have like the scene too where like Mothra shows back up at a dam, And this lady's like running across like this bridge.
This is one of the second biggest thing to bug me about this movie. Go ahead, Steve.
Is she lays her baby on the bridge in this giant basket. She gets to the other bridge and she's like, "My baby!" And what does our boy do? Rescues it like a boss.
Like a fucking hero. You know what bugged me about that? The lady grabbed her backpack, sack thingy, or whatever it was. She left a baby on the bridge. Who the forgets a baby on a bridge?
I guess that lady.
She was like,
You got a giant moth larva coming towards you. Some stuff might be forgetful. Including children.
man,
I don't know. I don't have kids.
I need my clothes. Get the fuck out of here, baby. Oh, wait, I forgot my baby.
Get out of the way. I can't wear you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Most of the other actors, though, like Delson was okay.
Bad guy?
He's your stereotypical bad guy.
He's just worried about money.
Yeah. He just has those, like, angry faces. Always looks kind of upset. His henchmen.
They were the Three Stooges.
The Doctor in this movie, pretty much how he is in every other movie you see him in. Same with a lot of the other characters. I also like the top guy at the news station.
Oh, the older guy?
Yeah, the older guy is the Doctor from the first Godzilla movie.
He rotates.
Yeah, it's like, of course you're going to see this guy in other movies.
Oh, you remember when...
It's just he did have the mustache, so you had to look at him real quick.
What?
My favorite, too, is like this main city that Mothra shows up in and causes destruction. Is, what was this, like New Kirk City? Oh, it's the best ever. And then, next we'll move into the suits. Which, we only have the Mothra larva and the Mothra adult, for the most part. And I guess you got the blood-sucking plant, which looked like a plant. Sweet.
There was just like 5-6 tentacles that came out and wrapped them around and sucked them dry and spat them out.
Giggity. But it looked cool. Like, I liked how it like wrapped around him and everything. Like, I thought that prop effect was actually really cool. Like, it actually looked alive. For the Mothra larva, it's actually probably one of the best looking Mothra larvas in the series, at least for me. Especially for the time frame, because this is the first one we got. And that thing looks pretty for being an ugly, disgusting larva bug.
That actually looked a lot better than did in the movie.
Yeah, it looks a lot better than like the 64 one or even like Eater on Onward.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really get much better until we hit the 90s.
I actually paused and looked, and I could not see the wheels underneath it, so...
Yeah, and it even has like some really nice details in the lower section, like once you get towards the legs.
Yeah.
Where it kind of gives it that more organic feel, which is really cool. Really love the face sculpt for it. Which is very Mothra larva-esque, because we've seen a ton nowadays.
Still has the vagina mouth, though. Yeah, the creepy thing.
Oh, it's so sweet on that one. And then Mothra, which my favorite Mothra is still probably going to be the 90s Mothra. In terms of just colors and everything, like it's super pretty.
It flapped its wings. It was already winning in my book.
1, it did flap its wings. 2, didn't look quite as banged up as it did in the 1964 movie. But the suit works really good. Like, I like the fuzz on it for the most part. It has really tiny legs, though.
It's got weird eyeballs, too.
Yeah, it was just bug eyeballs. Whatever. But I think it's funny, too. Like, they still didn't really quite get it to where it could land. Because when it lands, it just kind of plops down on the runway. Like, because it has legs and stuff, so you think it'd be up the ground a little bit, especially like how you'd see like normal butterflies and stuff like that. Nope. They just flops down on top of the runway. When you see it next in the more like close-up scenes, you see it standing up on its legs, but that initial landing just wasn't quite as smooth. But the suit does work really well for this movie, like especially for the time. It looks like a giant moth. Can't go wrong with it. It's just not quite as like colorful and pretty as, say, like in the newer Godzilla movies.
Don't know, didn't see it. I guess I'll find out in 2017
when we make our way there. And then finally, for the props, actually are pretty good in this movie.
I'm actually surprised how much green screen they actually use in here compared to the other ones. My biggest letdown was of course, when tanks are shooting and it's got the soldier inside of it, top.
Yeah, but it's not so distracting in this one.
If anything, not quite, but it was still there. Like, I still paid attention,
Yeah, like you're looking.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like our previous review of War of the Gargantuas, it doesn't stand out like a sore thumb quite like that. It still has like the weird tank movement scenes where it's just like you can tell it's not an actual tank. Because it moves really quick and then it like turns on a dime in like less than a second.
Oh, it's got some really good scenes as when it's an like actual tank toy and then green screen behind it with the guy looking through the.
Oh yeah, it was just
binoculars.
like stuff like. Well, those scenes look actually pretty good, especially
Yeah,
for the
that's
time.
that's not bad actually. That's what I mean. Like when they melted the green screens into the actual toy prop thingies, that was really good.
Yeah, like everything looks pretty decent for the most part. There was one scene though I remember watching when we were watching this is that when the tanks are moving, there's a really bad cut there because you can kind of tell like the one tank didn't turn quite how they wanted, so it just like cuts really quick and it goes back to the tank being right when it's firing.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That was the.
Yeah, it was like right before Mothra makes the cocoon.
Just trying to.
Which is awesome, by the way, because when she's shooting like the cocoon silk, it catches onto a helicopter. The helicopter's
It
like,
just
yo!
What was that tower that it brought down?
Tokyo Tower.
Okay, so okay, yeah, that
Yeah.
was. I didn't want to say it was Tokyo City, then be wrong, but
Yeah, that was in Tokyo.
okay.
And then, like, when it hatches, it goes to Ruscalia, whatever it was called.
United States of Russia.
That, and I feel like the Japanese are the Empire. You guys have ever seen Star Wars and Stormtroopers? Where they can't hit a damn thing? Essentially like how it is in this movie, because whenever you see a fire, it's a pretty big monster, you know? You think you'd be able to hit something. You shouldn't see the missiles flying over the top of things.
I'll explain this as nice as I can. It's a 100-foot monster.
Yep.
They're about 100 feet away from this thing, okay? They're pretty close.
Yeah.
A tank, like a line of tank pulls up. Right behind them, it's like missiles, just like huge truck missiles. They're all shooting at one time. Mothra is climbing the tower.
Yeah, it's like bending back.
So this thing is like right there. Nobody hits that thing.
You just see like
Nobody.
missiles and stuff fly past and stuff.
These people are horrible.
We can't lock on, sir!
It was moving at what, 2 miles an hour?
Something like that. Yeah, but that's essentially, it's like that in all the Godzilla movies, though. It's like, it's not something we haven't seen before. It's still something to point out, though, because it's kind of funny watching it. We're like, how?
It's not quite as bad. Like
still looks cool, because there's, like, things flying all over the screen and everything. And
first of all,
explosions.
like, this was so bad to the point where an airplane stopped in the middle of the flight to drop, like, those, you know, how they used them back in the days for submarines.
Yeah, they dropped the bombs, yeah.
Well, it's like, it was a special bombs. It was like the container with gasoline and, C4 on the side of it. They used them back in the days for the submarines. Airplane stopped in the middle of the air, just like, dropped like hundreds of them, first of all. And it's like right below it, you can see the Mothra swimming. It's just like around it, around it, around it. I'm like, it's right there. Stop it. Stop it.
But the props are really good. The buildings actually, like the cityscapes, look really sweet. It's actually one of the best things to watch about these older movies is seeing like all the dioramas they have set up for the monsters and the suit actors to be trouncing through.
I wouldn't actually mind owning some of this stuff right now. That would be amazing.
Oh, it'd be sweet. I would love just my bedroom floor to be just a bunch of buildings. And every day it'd be like, blah, 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 blah.
Hey, Godzilla movie every day, man.
I know, right? Living the dream.
That would be amazing.
So, in the end, I would recommend Mothra to you guys. I still think it's a really good monster movie. It's one of the sentimental ones you guys need to be watching, especially if you're really into kaiju films. Even though there is a lot of singing, and it's kind of a reused plot, sort of like King Kong. But there's enough difference between King Kong and Mothra to really make it its own individual movie.
It's a bug and a monkey.
Yeah, well, it's like a little bit of a different take on the same kind of scenario.
Still got red juices in it. Except in this one, they use it on people to heal their radioaction.
We're not talking about King Kong vs. Godzilla, where he's getting drunk off the stuff.
The other King Kong movie I seen was used just for him to get drunk and sleep with the ladies.
How you doing? But it's still a really cool monster movie. The monsters look cool. The only thing that kind of sucks is, one thing we didn't touch on, is the actual destruction is kind of few and far between in this movie.
Whack.
It's a little bit lacking in comparison to, like, Rodan, where at least you had, like, the early horror movie aspect of the movie to kind of keep you invested.
They can't put too much destruction in here because technically Mothra is not supposed to be a bad guy.
Yeah, she's not really a bad guy.
So she was just walking to get...
Yeah, it was just kind of like her path.
Yeah, her fairies, whatever they are.
So there's a little bit more exposition with a lot of the human characters, but at least the human characters are actually really enjoyable, especially Fukuda. Really awesome in this movie. So definitely recommend you guys check out Mothra. So you recommend it to him?
Yeah, go watch it. You'll like it.
And if you guys have watched Mothra, please let us know in the comment section below what you guys thought of Mothra. Help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.